When I think of the term teacher of the year, I think of someone who exceeds the qualities of compassion, passion, a real dedication to the craft. When people found out that Matthew Farley was joining us here at Concord Magnet School K-8, they said, "You are beyond lucky, you are blessed because you have the best of the best." Now, before I connected with Matthew, I also found out that he had a doctorate in education. And so I asked him, "How would you like to be addressed?" Now I'm thinking he's going to say something like, "Your Excellency," or "Your Greatness," because quite frankly, that's how I would want to be addressed as well. But Matthew thought for a moment, and then he said, Matt. And so that is the greatest quality of all, the quality of humility. So Matt, congratulations to you, and we can't wait for you to join us here at our school.
Good morning, Norwalk, and goodbye to the remaining seconds of summer, 432,000 to be exact. Let me begin by thanking you for being here, for being educators, and for surviving whatever school supply aisle chaos you've endured this week. I know many of you have already spent countless hours decorating your rooms, laminating, and thinking about how many alarms you'll have to set for Monday. I've set 5 already. When I was told I'd be speaking at Convocation, I immediately wondered, what could I possibly say to a room full of people who already give so much? But the truth is, this moment isn't about just what we give. It's about why we give, why we keep showing up. And to tell you why I show up the way I do, I want to share something personal. As a child, school was not always a fun or eager place for me to be. I experienced things outside of school that left me in a constant state of fear and worry. I didn't care about fractions or spelling. I was thinking about how to stay safe. I didn't need more rigor. I needed someone to see me, to understand that what I carried in my backpack wasn't nearly as heavy as what I carried in my heart. That's why Maslow's hierarchy of needs isn't just a framework to me. It's truth. It reminds us that no child is ready to learn until their most basic needs like safety, connectedness, and belonging are met. It's why I teach the way I do. And it's why I'll never forget Sally. Sally was a bright, kind, funny student, but over the course of the last year, she was beginning to be more exhausted when she came to class. She'd doze off, she seemed withdrawn, and she struggled to focus. One morning, during a quiet check-in with my co-teacher Sheila and I, she mentioned that she was afraid of the dark. And after moving to her new apartment with 2 other families, Sally's room became the living room. She mentioned that she would keep the TV on to feel safe. However, the noise and the light would keep her up. That night, my co-teacher and I, Sheila, we went on Amazon and we bought her a bunny-shaped nightlight because, of course, bunnies were her favorite. When we gave it to her the next day, she clutched it like it was treasure. The next week, she was more alert, more engaged, and little by little, her joy began to return to the classroom. We didn't change the curriculum. We changed the conditions to meet her need. That's the work. That's the work that educators do every day. We tune in, we adapt, we say, "I see you, I get it, and even if I don't, I'm still here for you." That's why I believe so deeply in Ross Greene's words, kids do well if they can. Kids do well if they can. And if they can't, it's not a time for us as teachers to blame or punish. It's to build the bridge who they are as people and what they need as students. So as we head into this new school year, I encourage you to pause now and then, not just for your students, but for yourself. Celebrate the small wins, give grace especially to the kids who need it most, and some teachers. And when you're feeling worn down, realize, for so many students, you are the person they'll remember as the one who lit that path forward. Sometimes, literally, with a bunny nightlight. Thank you for being that person. Thank you for being here. Let's make this year matter. And as Principal Montero would say, let's help put our students on their paths to success.